Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einem weiteren Part Let's Play Fake Order. Ich bin es Simafix. Unser Feldzug gegen die Götter des Olympus geht nun in die heiße Phase. Nachdem wir ja in Atlantis bereits Artemis als auch Poseidon bezwungen haben, sind wir nach Olympus gereist, wo wir inzwischen schon es geschafft haben, Demeter als auch Aphrodite in die Knie zu zwingen. Dioskuri und viele weitere sind gefallen. Doch der wahre Gott wartet immer noch. Der omnipotente Gott, der alle Kräfte von allen anderen Göttern aufgenommen hat. Die Maschine aus dem Weltall, wie sogar den Titanen Sapphire aufgehalten hat. Zeus. Der oberste Gott wird nun anrücken. Das hat er beim letzten Mal angekündigt, nachdem er sein letztes Gespräch hier scheinbar mit Woodtime hatte. Er will hier den Baum, den Tree of Emptiness beschützen. Und ja... Gerade soll die Exekution von Europa stattfinden, welche wir verhindern wollen. Auf der anderen Seite rückt nun Zeus an. Es wird ein harter Fight für uns werden, aber nichtsdestotrotz lassen wir uns davon nicht unterkriegen, denn für die nette Großmutter machen wir alles. We've made it to the surface. I don't see any civilians in our vicinity. Checking magic energy signals now. Multiple magic energy signals detected. Hostile closing in from all direction. I expect we are for a string of fights, Master. Adele Macaris, you two take care of the aircraft. We make sure the stim for leaders is ready to go at any time. We can start flying as soon as we find an opening. Here they come. I'm surprised to see such great phantasms sent out to do battle in the middle of the city. But then I suppose the Greek gods would never do anything by half measures. Now we're talking. I love big nasties. Come on. Those of you with death wish? No, scratch that. Those of you want to die by my spear, come at me. Oh, wow, nice. Now I feel silly for even thinking you might be bored. It's great having you on our side, Canis. You know, now that we are coming up to the final battle, I think I get dressed up for the occasion. What's with the outfit? Isn't it gonna get in your way of fighting? You don't want to get ripped in battle, do you? Huh. You really think I'd save my best outfit for my victory homecoming? Lady Musashi, gotta look my best while I'm at my best. Alright, you Greeky mechanical gods, got a load of this. You two phantasmas, as a rock spirit, I might not be on the same level as a great hero Hercules when you kicked your asses long ago. But as a sun-scribed in humanity, I'm still as strong as 1,000 soldiers in my own right. So come at me, Steve Phantasma from the Age of Gods, and I'll lay you all in rest in no time. Come on, let's do this thing. Ladies and Gentlemen, es ist Zeit, richtig loszulegen. Wenn ihr selbst Musashi hier ihr wunderschönes Kostüm auspackt, dann werden wir das doch genauso machen. So, und zwar, indem wir sie nicht nehmen. Ei. Hey, hier ist viel zu viel Mana in der Luft, liebe Leute. Das tut mir nicht gut. So, also, ich würde sagen, let's go. Die kleinen Wichtemann. Glaubt ihr, die halten uns auf, Mann? Wir haben Götter bezwungen, wir haben Dioskuren bezwungen und selbst sowas wie Odysseus hatte keine Chance gegen uns. Ganz herzhaft, Mann. Jetzt ist er auf der Zielgerade, aber wie gesagt, diese Zielgerade ist auch immer noch relativ nicht behalten. Vielleicht kommt noch so ein Monster-Roboter, wie damals, als wir angekommen sind. So, auf der anderen Seite haben wir natürlich nicht zu vergessen noch so ganz kleine Probleme wie Zeus und Woodtime. Ach Leute, man. Wird noch hart. Aber wird schon, meine guten Freunde. Und so. Oh, ja, nicht die perfekten Karten, aber passt schon. So, House of Crystals, liebe Leute. So, die Chimäre wird überleben, prophezei ich euch. Apropos griechische Helden, oder? in Atlantis hat der Maxi sich schon sehr auf seinen Boy Achilles gefreut. Und jetzt ist der Moment da, wo der freundliche aus der Nachbarschaft da ist. So. Ist übrigens so sehr leicht, Mann. Aber nur gut, mit Space ist das irgendwie alles sehr leicht. Was machen wir denn? So, ach, nehmen wir einfach heute mal Master, oder? Ist ja nicht so, dass wir an irgendwas gebunden werden. Wir haben ja die Wahl, Leute. Es wäre eine Überlegung wert. Also so viel kann man ja sagen, dass wir einen Bruder in diesem Kapitel noch bekämpfen werden. Theoretisch können wir es mit Space Sister versuchen, aber wir halten uns an das Chronologische. Aber ich dachte mir so gerade, ja, es wäre eigentlich schon nice, liebe Leute, einfach das so mit Space Sister zu machen. Aber nein, liebe Leute, wir bleiben standhaft für den Story Support. So. What time? Dir gehen deine Kameraden aus. Es werden immer weniger. Wo sind sie jetzt wieder? Good, no one's here. What time is off meeting with Zeus. And since Chaldea is bound to show up to save Europa, the Atigos are sure to keeping an eye on them. Everything's coming together just as I planned. Don't worry about anything else now, Kadoc. If there's ever gonna be a chance to sift through the data, this is it. You won't get another. I doubt they just left their whole plan lying around, but that's okay. I settle for anything they don't want me to know, even if it's just meeting logs. Anything that might provide a clue to the foreign god's true identity. There, the timer is on. Okay, what time? Don't mind me. I'm just gonna take a little peek in your files here. The password protected figures. I don't have time to try to hack my way in. But let's see if I can guess your password. Crypter. Shit. Just my luck. Let's see. 7 characters. V-O-O-D-I-M-E. What time? Hang on. 7 characters? 7 crypters. What if? Kadoc? Quasp. Also, das sind jetzt die Anfangsbuchstaben. Ophelia, O, Akuta, Beryl, Wodime, Kirishima, Kadoc, Ophelia, Akuta, S, Scandinavia Peperoncino, keine Ahnung, Beryl und D, keine Ahnung. Aber so in etwa. No, wait, maybe he used Peperoncino instead of Scandinavia. Genau. Seriously? I can't believe he... Nope, no time for that kind of crap now. I'm sick of being a bystander and all this. For now, I settle for seeing what you see. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do afterwards. Now, what we've got here. A regularly scattered report from Ophelia based on the data. This would have been when Chaldea had captured me. Weird. Why is this only file saved by itself? Sorry about this, Ophelia. I'm contacting you in regards to the relationship between the Lostbelt and the Tree of Emptiness. To clarify terms, I'm definiting Lostbelt as an extension of the pruning theoretical phenomenon, an alternate history that could never exist in Earth as part of proper human history. And the Trees of Emptiness are in the anchors holding those lost histories in place. This is witnessed by the fact that the Tree of Emptiness and their respective Lostbelts are so closely tied together. Wutter wusste übrigens, dass er sich hier reinlegt. All observational data we have for the Lostbelts further substantiates this connection, leaving no room for doubt. As proof, we can look at the Russian Lostbelt, which is disappearing as I speak now that the Tree of Emptiness has been cut down. The timeline definitely lines up. So the Russian Lostbelt disappearing is what definitely proved the connection between Lostbelt and the Tree of Emptiness, huh? Yeah, that sounds right. However, the Russian Lostbelt's disappearance only proves the particular trait about the Tree of Emptiness. There's still one major mystery remaining about the Lostbelts. How do they fill in the gaps between when they were pruned from human history until they were replanted in the present day? Okay. That mystery is what I'm reporting in today. The other day, I heard something from the king of Scandinavia Lostbelt, Skadi. That point is one possible answer. She clearly remembers the events of the past few thousand years, and does so as though it were perfectly natural. What's more, she did so even while understanding that the Lostbelts, including her own, were cut from proper human history because their continued existence was deemed extraneous. This means she is fully aware that nothing could have happened during the several thousand years between when Ragnarok took place and the present day. And yet, she and the Lostbelt all existed as though those several thousand years of lost history had actually taken place. Quite a contradiction. Of course, while we can't make any definitive statements based on one king's single passing remark, I do feel confident enough to propose a hypothesis. I suspect that the blank period between when a Lostbelt was pruned and when it was replanted in the present day may have actually taken place inside the Tree of Emptiness. In Russia that period would have been about 500 years, in Scandinavia it would be about 3000. In China it would be about 2200, and so on and so forth. To further expound on my hypothesis, I suspect that the Tree of Emptiness take the point at which a Lostbelt history is pruned, and then simulate what would happen if that history had continued on from that point. By doing so, the tree effectively proves that history existence, and the result is projected onto the planet itself. If my hypothesis is correct, that would mean the trees are essentially creating history, not rewriting it. Not even a Demiurge-class divine spirit that once ruled the entire planet could wield this kind of authority on Earth in the present day. Would I mean, Loki Shira would Just what is the foreign god anyway? Das hat uns jetzt keine Antworten gebracht. The foreign god, huh? Guess you didn't know, Ophelia. Me neither. No, it's not just you and me. None of us cryptors know what the foreign god looks like. All we know is they are something that resurrected us from our coffin in exchange for making us raise Lostbelts. Except Wotam's the only one of us who sees directly what the foreign god's goal is. Huh? What's this tech file over here by itself? Looks like some kind of note. Gotta say, Wotam's between this and the easily guessable password, you're getting sloppy. Naja, vielleicht hat er nicht gedacht, dass seine Kameraden, die er aus dem Tod wieder zurückgebracht haben, ihn verraten. Hang on. Is this really a plain text file? What is this? On the trees of emptiness and the bleached earth phenomenon, with the exception of us cryptors and the alter egos, the trees of emptiness are the only method the foreign god has employed to tamper with earth. We therefore interpreted this phenomenon as signifying that it was the tree of emptiness that wiped earth clean when it descended to the ground. However, after re-arriving and reanalyzing the data taken from Earth's surface, I'm no longer so sure. To come straight to the point, we may have been mistaken. Huh? The tree of emptiness only appeared after Earth have been bleached. This order of events is crucial. I don't know which of the cryptors will end up viewing this file, but whoever it is, I hope they find it useful. Er hat es genauso geplant. Hey Leute, mal, er hat geplant im Endeffekt, dass er an der Krypta das sieht, aber die Tree of Emptiness, also die Lichter kamen vom Himmel, aber die Erde wurde ja dann schon gereinigt und dann kamen erst die Bäume. Das heißt ja, es muss ja irgendwas dazwischen stattgefunden haben. Huh? You're telling me the Tree of Emptiness only came down to Earth after it had been wiped clean? But it doesn't make any sense. I thought for sure it was the Tree of Emptiness that wiped the Earth and humanity. But if Earth had already been bleached before the Tree of Emptiness showed up, well then, why make them or the Lostbelts at all? Wait, if the foreign god wanted to get rid of humanity, they wouldn't bother making Lostbelts in the first place. If anything, it seems to me like the whole reason they want to see a bunch of different possible human histories is because they don't know anything about us. But then why? Maybe the bleaching wasn't to wipe out humanity, but to make an environment they could set foot in? Maybe they only got rid of humanity because they had no other choice. Maybe a world covered in pure white, brand new textures is the only kind of world the foreign god can visit? But then, if that were the case, the Lostbelts would only get in the way. So what are they and the Tree of Emptiness for? Damn it, I'm just going around in circles. There's still some crucial piece of information I'm missing. Just my luck. There's too many files in this terminal to find the data I need. And why are these folders scattered all over the place? Is it some kind of anti-hacking measure or something? Shit, I was hoping I wouldn't have to touch the big files, but at this rate I have to copy everything. The foreign god. There's no question that they are an aggressor, and they can't coexist with our history. As for the whole god thing, it's way more likely they are a new kind of life form know nothing about, and god is just the best word we have for it. So why make these Lostbelts? Why use at all? It is because they still don't know much about Earth? Nah, that can't be. We're talking about a being capable of wiping a whole planet clean on a second. Come on, Kadoc, think. There's no way the foreign god doesn't know the first thing about Earth or humanity. They must have done their homework, or they wouldn't have known to attack us, Chaldea, before making any other moves. So, from that, you can tell that the foreign god is really, really cautious, which is why they are so careful about keeping their identity a secret. Zeus is omnipotent and omniscient, so he doesn't bother to hide who he is. He's also had no problem crushing any form of dissent himself. The foreign god's not at all that level yet, which is why they are still so careful about any information pertaining to them. That's it. The foreign god got one major fatal flaw. They don't have a physical body yet. If they did, even if it was just a divided spirit or a terminal, they wouldn't have to rely on anyone else. That's why they enlisted the alter egos and the scripters to be their hands in their world. Rasputin, Limbo, Murmaza, why would your foreign beings use a rock's bridge from Earth? They might have dressed their alter egos' disciples up a little, but they're still figures taken from our history. Hang on, what if the foreign god can only make use of things on Earth? No, it's not even that. They can only use things from the past, things that used to be on Earth. At some point, the foreign gods plan on descending to Earth, at least. That's what the Odd would do. And once the tree of emptiness is fully grown, it'll become a foreign god's body. So what happens after that? Maybe when the foreign god descended and incinerates on Earth, they are going to base their body on the data about Earth we've all been collecting for them. Yeah, that's not a bad theory. If the foreign god absolutely has to have a local life form, then they must be for output. No wait, for reference. And from there, as long as the foreign god can guide the local life form successfully. My, how very perceptive I see. Oh, this is the one. It would seem that given enough time, humans will indeed cease to be mindless reads to start reaching conclusions of dawn. Es kann nur Doman oder Witch sein und Witch wird wahrscheinlich immer da sein. Ja, klar. Oh, habe ich schon wieder seinen Namen gesagt. Sagen wir Limbo. I used to laugh at the idea that a few cryptors putting their hands together could ever arrive at the truth. But now that I see how close you've come to figuring out the foreign god's true nature, it's clear I underestimated you, Lord Kadoc. Crap, an alter ego. Indeed, it is I, Limbo. It simply won't do, Lord Kadoc. No, it simply won't do at all. If you're going to snooping around like a spy, you really must be more prepared for the possible consequences, don't you agree? Wait, oh, I see. I suppose you were prepared after all. Well, I do beg your pardon. I didn't realize that flimsy little sheet around your body was meant to provide meaningful protection. Bastard. Oh yes, I'm terribly sorry. It seems I've gone and punctured your little spell. And this won't being quite fatal. I'm afraid this is as far as you go. Much as I hope to see you again one day, that seems rather unlikely now. Alas. Yo, alter ego. So tell me, have you shared this pet theory of yours with any of the other cryptors? For example, should I assume Kirishida Wodime has reached the same conclusion as you have? Ah, but no, he hasn't. He'd never permit himself to do such a thing. He is very smart after all, so he knows he'll be disposed if he should arrive at the truth. That's why he kept his thoughts strictly as raw data, rather than mulling them over and drawing conclusion. No wonder the foreign god chose him for their executor. Hm? Oh my, I do apologize. I completely forget about the pain curse. I stared and dabbled in my nails. No wonder you can answer my question then. How careless of me. Well then, pitiful Crypter, without a Lostbelt. It would seem this is a goodbye. Leute, nach 5 Lostbelts kommen wir zumindest nahe zur Identität des Foreign God. Ein Wesen, was einen Körper braucht, was diesen nicht besitzt und deswegen überhaupt in diese Lage gebracht wird, dass er ja, die Erde reinigen muss. Gruselig, 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 was man sich hier immer vorstellen mag. So, wen nehmen wir? Wen nehmen wir? Ah ja, stimmt, wollte ich mal nehmen, so. Nehmen wir mal die gute Saber Lily. Einfach so, weil wir sie MP5 haben und damit flexen können. Also beziehungsweise ich habe sie eigentlich schon MP8. Aber das ist wieder eine Geschichte für einen anderen Tag. Und im Endeffekt ist es ja so... Okay, direkt den Kampf auch gut. Im Endeffekt ist es so, dass Kadoc hier, als auch der andere Crypter im Endeffekt eine Spielfigur waren. Aber trotzdem, es ist auch was Kadoc hier gesagt hat. Ich verstehe es nicht. Also, der Foreign God, zumindest ist jetzt Kadocs Theorie, kann nur überleben, wenn er auf einer komplett gereinigten Erde ist, um hier einen Körper zu holen. Aber dann verstehe ich, wie er halt hier gesagt hat, den Sinn hinter den Lostbelts nicht. Weil, für was hat man diese dann? Ihre einzige Funktion sollte ja eigentlich sein, die Lostbelts zu erweitern. Aber das machen sie ja nicht. Im Endeffekt, also, die Lostbelts sind in diesen Welten, aber ohne einen verständlichen Grund sind sie da drin. Ich sage, es ist echt ein bisschen strange und so richtig sind wir hinter das Mysterium noch nicht gekommen. Aber gut, meine werten Freunde, immerhin war es mal ein interessanter Gedanke. Ich finde es auch nett, was Dogan schon wieder zu Wutam gesagt hat. Wutam, der weiß, also Wutam weiß, ich meine, das, was er immer gesagt hat, er hat gesagt, irgendwann kommt der Moment, an dem man nicht mehr dem Foreign God folgen kann. Und ich glaube, es ist eben nicht so, wie Limbo gesagt hat. Ich glaube nämlich, Wutam weiß ganz genau, was der vorhat und was er ist. So, jetzt bin ich gespannt, ob Saber Lily das schafft. Ich glaube es nämlich nicht, um ehrlich zu sein. Back Saber Lily Damage! In dem alles zurück, liebe Leute. Okay, MLB Black Ray carried die Servant. Safe Saber Lily. Selbst? Okay, Leute, ey. Schau ich mal. Zwei Servants. Einfach mal mit hochhackigen Schuhen. Tja, liebe Leute, ich weiß, wieso es gar nicht verloren hat. Es waren nur die Schuhe. Ansonsten hat sie gewonnen. Okay. Einfach nur random Kampf, keine Begründung, einfach so. Finde ich gut, Leute. Muss auch immer wieder sein. Und aus mehr Spirit Cross. So, liebe Leute, dann würde ich sagen, machen wir jetzt an dieser Stelle wieder einen kleinen Cut. Beim nächsten Mal geht es ja weiter. Und ich denke mal, ja, langsam, ja, I am the thunder that smiles the stars. Langsam, liebe Leute, kommt der Donner wirklich höchstpersönlich. Nun gut, beim nächsten Mal versuchen wir dann weiter Europa zu retten. Ich verabschiede mich und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal wieder mit Let's Play Factor. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.